Ethan's white moonlight had returned. I learned of it that same day when Ethan informed me in a nonchalant tone, "Selena is back. She claims to have a terminal illness with only 3 months left and has asked me to accompany her through her final days." As he spoke these words, Ethan was serving me soup, his demeanor calm and devoid of any visible emotional disturbance. He and Selena had been separated for 3 years. In his own words, 3 years 1095 days was sufficient time for even the deepest emotions to fade. I was engrossed in the joy of planning our engagement celebration and gave it little thought, especially since we were to be engaged the following week. If she's terminally ill, she should seek the company of family. Why is she turning to you? This isn't some television drama. I questioned.My comment was not born of malice towards Selena. I had never even met her. I simply reasoned that, under normal circumstances, a person nearing the end of life would choose to be with family. Her parents divorced early in her life and have since neglected her. She is now entirely alone, Ethan explained. His hand paused momentarily while serving the soup, and his gaze drifted uncertainly. A stir of intuition alerted me to a shift in Ethan's emotions. "Do you feel sympathy for her?" I asked. "It's not quite sympathy after all, it's only her word, and it may not be true," Ethan replied with a shrug, swiftly changing the subject. He brought the soup to me and gently ruffled my hair. "We're getting engaged next week. Any thoughts?" he asked tenderly. I rolled my eyes at him and retorted, "No particular thoughts, you're the one getting a bargain." He gave a warm smile. "Indeed, I am getting a bargain, you're stuck with me for life. We'll be together forever." Ethan, a moderately well-regarded psychologist in his field, was typically steady and mild-mannered, rarely indulging in romantic words even with me. Now, however, he spoke with unusual affection, as if deliberately proving his lifelong love for me. I assumed his excitement stemmed from our impending engagement. I linked my arm with his, urging him to review the engagement venue designs with me. He glanced at the time and casually remarked, "You decide. I'm feeling a bit stuck, and there's something at the clinic I need to handle." Ethan changed his clothes and left for the clinic. I noticed he hadn't tied his tie, and his hair was slightly disheveled. Though his expression remained calm and his movements deliberate, there was an underlying sense of suppressed emotional unrest. I pursed my lips and drank my soup in silence. Later, I made a phone call, and the nurse on the other end replied respectfully, "Miss Summer, Dr. Ethan isn't at the clinic, he only had an assistant deliver an unidentified item." I responded, hanging up the phone. Ethan had likely gone to the hospital. Selena's hospital. At 11 p.m., he finally returned, holding a peculiar box resembling a music box. I sat on the sofa watching him, his silhouette bathed in the freshly lit glow. He paused, his expression shifting as he slowly approached. "Guess what this is?" he asked with a smile. I shook my head. As lovers of many years, I knew him all too well. His sudden affectionate words before leaving, his untidy hair, and unbuttoned shirt all betrayed his inner turmoil. At this critical juncture, only his terminally ill white moonlight could unsettle him so. In Ethan's eyes, I was a carefree optimist. I shouldn't be sitting on the sofa late at night, silent like a melancholic patient. Thus, we both understood what the other was thinking. Ethan sat down and placed the music box-like object before me. "What is this?" I inquired. Instead of answering, he volunteered his whereabouts. "I went to the hospital. Selena is indeed ill, with only 3 months left. She's pitiful. We grew up together, and I once vowed never to abandon her. Now, as she suffers alone, I can't let go." Ethan spoke with such candor that he seemed devoid of any wrongdoing. Maintaining my composure, I softly hummed, "So, you've agreed to accompany her for 3 months?" Ethan fell silent. He touched the music box with his fingers, appearing hesitant. I asked again what the box was, and he slowly looked up, his eyes filled with conflict, before softly apologizing, "Miss Summer, I won't harm you, you only need to forget me for 3 months. 3 months from now, we'll still be a loving couple." Forget him for 3 months? I realized something and stared at the box. "Is this a hypnosis device?" I asked. "Yes, it's the latest memory interference device developed at my clinic. It can make you temporarily forget me for 3 months, Ethan replied, his hesitation gradually turning to resolve. I knew he had made his decision, and once decided, he would act immediately. I didn't move or flee. I only felt a growing ache in my nose as an immense wave of sadness engulfed me. Mocking myself, I asked, since it's a new product, aren't you afraid it might malfunction? What if I forget you for more than 3 months? Ethan, about to open the box, paused, his resolve wavering once more, but in an instant, he proceeded, I trust my skills. 3 months from now, I'll return to you, and you'll still love me. As soon as he finished speaking, he fully opened the music box, leaving no room for second thoughts. Suddenly, a soft light emerged, accompanied by soothing music, overwhelming my senses. I grew dizzy, and Ethan whispered in my ear, Miss Summer, I love you, truly love you, but Selena is nearing her end, and I must see her through her final journey. Miss Summer, forget me, forget Ethan, your life has never included Ethan. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. His voice grew increasingly faint and distant. I slumped onto the sofa, the name Ethan lingering in my mind. But who was Ethan? When I awoke, dawn had broken. I was somewhat disoriented, puzzled by the blanket over me. Had I fallen asleep on the sofa last night? Who had covered me? Perhaps my best friend had come by? As I pondered, my best friend Lily called, chattering immediately, Miss Summer. You're getting engaged next week. We'll come over tomorrow to decorate your new home properly. Don't mess with it yourself. Your taste could turn the place into a thrift shop. Huh? Engaged? I was a bit confused but checked the caller ID. It was indeed Lily, and it was her voice. Only she would critique my taste like that. But how was I getting engaged? I'm getting engaged? What's going on? I asked. Huh? Lily sounded even more shocked than I was. Miss Summer, are you still half asleep? You're getting engaged to Ethan. Don't you know? Ethan? Who's that? I immediately denied it. Don't talk nonsense. I don't even know an Ethan. I've always been single. You've been in a relationship for 2 years. Are you teasing me? Check your walls. His pictures and your engagement invitations are all over your house. Impossible. I got up and searched around. There were no photos anywhere. The walls were bare. Wait, there was an odd blank spot on the living room wall with a hook mark, as if a frame had once hung there but was removed. I thought it over. Perhaps it was an old artistic photo of myself that I'd taken down, embarrassed by it as I aged. Lily, there's no engagement photo here. Who is Ethan? As I spoke, I grew anxious. You're not arranging a ghost marriage for me, are you? After all our years as friends, would you be that cruel? A ghost marriage, my foot. Just wait, I'm coming over to sort you out. Lily rushed over and scolded me for being ridiculous the moment she arrived, but I genuinely didn't remember who Ethan was or that I was supposed to be getting engaged. Lily grabbed my phone and showed me my own Facebook. 8 out of 10 posts are about him. See for yourself. I looked. There was nothing. The latest post was from 6 months ago. Today's happiness. Lily was stunned, scrolling through it several times, bewildered. Did you delete your Facebook? Or did Ethan? Did you two have a fight? I shrugged. I really don't know him. Lily scrutinized my expression and quickly video called Ethan. The call connected, revealing a cozy hospital room. The man named Ethan smiled calmly at the camera. Lily, what's up? Ethan, did you upset Miss Summer? She says she doesn't know you. Lily deliberately positioned me to confront Ethan face to face. I observed Ethan, feeling only unfamiliarity, no recollection whatsoever. His gaze flickered as he stared at me intently, a mix of probing and anticipation. Miss Summer, hello. Oh, hello, so you're Ethan? I replied politely. Ethan subtly exhaled, seemingly satisfied with my response. I'm Ethan. We were once lovers, but you hit your head at home and forgot me. When you remember me, I'll return to you. For now, my sister is gravely ill, and I must care for her. I hope you don't mind. His eyes flickered slightly, his words seemed improvised, leaving me puzzled. Who was this man, and why was he deceiving me? Before I could probe further, a woman on the hospital bed behind him coughed softly. Ethan grew instantly tense, waved at me, and ended the call. Lily was baffled and frustrated. What does Ethan mean? It's like you're forgetting him isn't a big deal. Also, the woman on the bed is his sister? Since when does he have a sister? The woman was heavily wrapped, wearing a hat, and had been staring at me. I didn't recognize her. So I brushed it off. You've got my head all muddled, forget it, let's go shopping. Wait, I think something's off with Ethan. I'll go to the hospital to check for you, stay home, Lily volunteered, rushing off to investigate. She was determined to get to the bottom of it. When she returned, I had bought a pile of snacks and was eating while watching TV. Lily burst in shouting, Miss Summer, you're still eating? Ethan cheated. He's at the hospital caring for a woman named Selena, not his sister at all. I didn't pause, continuing to munch on chips. Don't know him, not involved, not interested. Ethan is your fiancé. He's arranging her discharge so they can travel and spend her final days together. Lily's face darkened. She had heard some of this from the nurses. The nurses were touched by Ethan, praising his unwavering devotion to his gravely ill girlfriend, accompanying her to fulfill her dreams. A truly exceptional man. I mulled it over and smiled casually. If Ethan really is my fiancé and he's traveling with another woman for a honeymoon, that means I misjudged him. Since I misjudged him, isn't forgetting him a good thing? Lily paused, speechless. Lily couldn't outtalk me, but unwilling to let it go, she went to dig up more about Ethan. Within a week, Ethan and Selena had gone on a trip south, a simple journey, reportedly to a coastal city Selena had always wanted to visit, with no word to relatives or friends, just the two of them hand in hand, watching sunrises and sunsets. Lily relayed her findings to me, fuming. Is Ethan out of his mind? His fiancée forgot him, and he goes off traveling with someone else. What is he doing? Maybe he's helping the girl fulfill her dream. Isn't she terminally ill? Going to the coast was her wish, I reasoned logically. Lily agreed but grew angrier and went to investigate further. This time, she returned saying Ethan had taken Selena to many places, likely on a nationwide tour, and wouldn't return until it was complete, which proved true. Lily could no longer track Ethan down and had to wait for his return to confront him. I enjoyed the peace, as Lily finally stopped pestering me. For the next 3 months, I lived a joyful single life, as happy as could be. Yet occasionally, in the dead of night, I would instinctively lean to the side, murmuring, "Honey, hold me." Only to jolt awake, staring at the empty space beside me, my heart feeling hollow and my eyes unexpectedly reddening. It was utterly baffling. Perhaps it was haunted. Yes, most likely haunted. I then stayed at Lily's place, and we lived happily ever after until the last day of those 3 months, when I returned home to pack and found a delivery at my door. I opened it and found it packed with photos, landscapes, selfies, group shots, all featuring just 2 people, Ethan and Selena. Their happiness and joy were palpable. Beneath the photos was a letter. I opened the envelope and saw it was from Selena to me. Miss Summer, I don't know how Ethan convinced you not to cry or fuss. Your generosity moves me. I am nearing my end. These are my final memories in this world, and I send them to you, hoping you won't mind our happiness and reluctance. Please keep them safe. I've been admitted to a hospital in Shanghai, awaiting death's arrival, while Ethan has set off home, saying he must return to you today. I couldn't keep him ultimately. I've lost. The letter was filled with text that gave me a headache. What a madwoman. I tossed the photos and letter into a corner to deal with later. Almost simultaneously, the door opened, and Mr. Ethan rushed in, sweating profusely, holding a music box. I frowned deeply. What are you doing? This is my home. Miss Summer, I've hurried back in an hour. You'll remember me, he said, sitting down uninvited and placing the music box before me. What is that? I'm calling the police. I snapped, sensing the box was trouble and instinctively rejecting it. Ethan stared at his watch in silence. As I reached for the phone to call the police, he abruptly opened the music box. Instantly, a beam of light struck, and soothing music flooded my ears, making me drowsy. Ethan smiled gently. Miss Summer, I'm back. I'm still your fiancé. Let's pick a good day to get engaged. I've missed you terribly these past days. I knew your personality wouldn't forgive me, so I resorted to this measure, causing your amnesia. Now, I'll make you remember me, but you'll forget the unhappiness of these 3 months. Nothing happened in these 3 months. His voice was soft and soothing, and as he counted down, I grew increasingly drowsy. 10. 9. 8. 7. 3. 2. 1. After the final count, I snapped my eyes open, gazing at the anxious, expectant face before me. So bizarre. He didn't find it bizarre, Instead, his eyes were deep with boundless tenderness, enough to melt any woman. He called to me, "Miss Summer, you're awake, I love you." He pulled me into a tight embrace, as if afraid to lose me, rambling on, all right, it's all over, let's get engaged." I blinked, puzzled and repelled, pushing him away and asking solemnly, "Excuse me, who are you?" This man was so strange, and so was I. It felt as though I'd had a long, long dream. Upon waking, a man was holding me, calling me Miss Summer, urging me to get engaged. How did he know my name? I was wary and confused, quietly grabbing my phone, ready to flee and call the police. The man froze, still in the pose of embracing me, sitting rigidly on the sofa, his eyes wide and his lips trembling uncontrollably. Then he pointed at himself in a panic. "Miss Summer, it's me, Ethan, your fiancé, Ethan. You don't remember me?" Seizing the chance, I distanced myself, swiftly grabbing a baseball bat from the corner and shouting, "I don't know you, I'm calling the police." "Miss Summer, I'm Ethan," he cried, drenched in sweat, hastily picking up the strange box. "Miss Summer, look here, look at the box." The box glowed, quite pretty, but I didn't like it. Ethan approached urgently, sweat beading on his forehead. "Impossible. You don't remember me? Did the memory interference device fail?" "Enough, you're absurd, I'm really calling the police." I gripped the bat, threatening him. Ethan didn't care. He slapped the box hard, nearly pleading, "Miss Summer, let's try again, please, you'll definitely remember me." He was frantic, aiming the box at me, but I felt nothing, only thinking he was unhinged, swinging the bat and shouting, "Get out. The police are coming." "Miss Summer, I don't understand why this is happening. Listen, we've been in love for 2 years, I can't live without you, nor you without me, we're about to get engaged. Get out." I snapped mercilessly, thinking he was a lunatic. I couldn't back down or show fear. "Miss Summer." Ethan's face paled, seeing my ferocity. He finally forced himself to calm down. He stepped back a few paces, forcing a smile. "Miss Summer, I'm Ethan, your boyfriend of 2 years. If you don't believe me, ask your friend Lily. Some time ago, you hit your head and forgot me, while my sister fell gravely ill, and I had to care for her. Now, I'm back with the memory interference device to help restore your memory. I'm not a bad person, truly." Ethan spoke sincerely, but I frowned, eyeing him skeptically. I didn't quite believe him. My subconscious rejected him. From the moment I saw him, I felt sadness and discomfort. There was no way I'd marry a man like that. Still, to placate him, I softened my expression. "Even if what you say is true, you can leave now. I won't report you for trespassing." I showed him out. Ethan grew anxious again, clutching the box indecisively, but finally nodded. "All right, it must be a problem with the memory interference device. I'll fix it." Ethan forced another smile. "Miss Summer, wait for me. I promised you a grand engagement party, and I'll make it happen." I said nothing, feeling a twinge of disgust. Once he left, I relaxed completely, collapsing onto the sofa that had been terrifying. Steadying myself, I called Lily to come over quickly. When she arrived, I recounted what had happened. "You've forgotten the past 3 months again? Ethan was indeed your fiancé, but he cheated while you had amnesia. He traveled the world with Selena, all lovey-dovey," Lily scoffed. "He even said Selena was his sister? Shameless. Who takes their sister on a honeymoon?" I listened, feeling utterly dejected. Wait, I really had a fiancé? My innocence ruined by a lunatic with a box. As I wallowed, Lily spotted the delivery in the corner. A stack of photos caught her eye. She picked one up and shouted furiously, "This woman is Selena. What's her deal, sending these to you on purpose?" As she cursed, she found the letter and, upon reading it, fumed, "Damn it. She's totally trying to provoke you, playing the pitiful card. What a manipulative snake." Lily's face turned red with rage as she urged me to read the letter. My head spun. What was all this? I headed to the bathroom instead. Lily asked what I was doing, and I touched my arm, saying helplessly, "I feel so gross, like someone smeared filth on my face, but I don't know who better take a shower." After the shower, I sorted my thoughts and calmed down. Lily was still indignant. "Ethan and Selena, that despicable pair, they're just taking advantage of your amnesia. They're inhuman." Seeing her so angry made me want to laugh. So I analyzed seriously. If Ethan was indeed my fiancé and went on a honeymoon with another woman, it shows I misjudged him. Since I misjudged him, forgetting him is a good thing. Hearing this, Lily froze. I asked why she was dazed. She sighed. This is the second time you've said that. Maybe subconsciously, you've let go. Yes, if you misjudged him, forgetting him is a good thing. We reached a consensus. Forgetting Ethan was a good thing. And since it was good, we had to celebrate off to Hot Pot. After Hot Pot and shopping, it got dark, and we didn't want to go home, planning to go karaoke, but on the way, Ethan intercepted us. He'd been searching for me and now sighed in relief. Miss Summer, I've finally found you. I had colleagues rush to check the memory interference device. Do you remember me? I'm your fiancé, Ethan. I felt an inexplicable aversion and stepped back. Ethan, please mind your words. We have no intimate relationship. Even if we did before, we don't now. Miss Summer, you still don't remember me? It's fine. Once I fix the issue, you'll recall me, Ethan said, dejected but not hopeless. Lily couldn't hold back. Ethan, don't you get it? It's not about memory. Miss Summer doesn't love you anymore. There's no intimate bond. Ethan paused, then smiled. She loves me, she's just forgotten me. With that, he left without pressing me, likely hurrying to fix the box. In the days that followed, he kept finding chances to see me or call, asking if I remembered him. I responded coldly, and he only smiled gently. Miss Summer, when you recall me, I'll have to deal with you properly. 7 days later, Ethan came to my house again, this time with anger. He stood in the doorway's shadows holding the box, like a ghost. Lily and I had just returned from errands and were startled by him. Ethan, what are you up to now? Lily grumbled. Ethan stepped forward calmly, his tone devoid of his prior warmth and expectation, questioning me. Miss Summer, you've remembered me, haven't you? You're pretending to have amnesia. Do you know how anxious I've been these days? I've been so worried. My body felt weak, my hands trembling, fearing our future is gone, and you're faking amnesia to toy with my feelings. You know I'm a serious person. I don't like these games. What? His sudden accusation infuriated me, and I snapped coldly. Ethan, watch your words. I'm not pretending to have amnesia, and there's no future with you. Huh? Ethan stepped closer, holding the box up to me. I had the entire clinic staff check and test it repeatedly. The memory interference device isn't broken. You just don't want to remember me. You clearly remember me but are toying with my emotions. Do you know how much that hurts me? He stared at me, visibly angered. I laughed in fury, that sickening feeling of being smeared with filth resurfacing. I stopped arguing and called the police. Officer, a man has been stalking me for 7 days. I'm going crazy. The police dispatched immediately, heading my way. Fine, very well. I didn't expect you to be so heartless, just because I accompanied my dying sister through her final days? She's nearly gone. Are you that petty? Ethan's voice trembled with anger. Before I could respond, Lily shouted, Sister? You think I forgot? Just wait. She stormed inside, grabbed the pile of photos and a letter, and hurled them at Ethan. Ethan's face changed upon seeing them. This is your sister? Traveling, taking photos, sending letters to taunt the rightful partner. Look at yourself, what a great sister. Lily exposed his lies mercilessly. Ethan was speechless, his bravado gone. After a long pause, he said, I'm sorry, I was in a tough spot. Selena is my childhood sweetheart, my youth. She's so pitiful, I couldn't let her go. I called her my sister only to avoid hurting Miss Summer again, Ethan said, gazing at me with pursed lips. I admit my mistake. I won't see Selena again. Please don't be angry anymore or pretend to have amnesia, okay? I'll say it again. I'm not pretending to have amnesia, and there's no future with you. I stared at Ethan, giving him my final answer. His expression shifted, quickly recovering from his earlier guilt. He raised the box again, his tone laden with sorrow. I had the whole lab check and test it repeatedly. The memory interference device isn't broken. You can't not remember me. You clearly recall me but are toying with my feelings. Do you know how anxious I am? I was at a loss for words and called the police again. Officers, can you hurry? Ethan saw my irritation but thought I was deliberately provoking him, so he said tenderly, Miss Summer, I can leave, but I'll find a way to make you forgive me. I won't give up. He finally left, like a stubborn mule. Lily cursed him. what's the use of acting affectionate now? Here comes a theatrical, lovesick old donkey. Her description made me laugh, lifting my mood. A few days later, while shopping on Woodung Road, a car stopped beside me, drawing attention. In the car, Ethan wore a white shirt, strikingly handsome, with the passenger seat filled with flowers. Admittedly, he was good-looking, with a gentle aura that stood out. Unfortunately, I detested him. Miss Summer, remember? We met right here on Woodung Road, waiting at the traffic light together. Ethan waved, his smile radiant with a hint of youthfulness. I paused. This intersection was where we met. How unlucky. I quickened my pace to leave. Ethan started the car, following me slowly. Miss Summer, let me take you somewhere. There's a surprise for you tonight. I shook my head irritably. Ethan, I truly don't remember anything. Give up. I won't love you again. His smile faltered, but he persisted. Come on, there's a meteor shower on the mountain tonight. When we decided to be together, we watched meteors there. You said meteors were magical, carrying people's wishes across the sky, wondering if they'd come true. I laughed for ages, knowing you were teasing me, but I kept laughing. He approached step by step. Tonight, let's watch meteors again. I don't know if wishes come true, but I swear I won't hurt you anymore. I stood there helplessly, forced to be harsh. When he got close, I spoke resolutely. Ethan, assume I'm pretending to have amnesia whether I do or not. I won't love you again. My body instinctively detests you. The moment I saw you just now, I thought you were handsome, but my body felt a chill. Do you understand? My body detests you. Many say love is a fusion of souls, but physical attraction more directly expresses affection. Loving someone naturally brings a desire for their body, to become one with them, but I no longer felt that desire for Ethan. Even in midnight dreams, realizing I once had an irreplaceable companion beside me, my subconscious still rejected and detested him. My body knew better than I did that some people aren't worth loving. Impossible. You wouldn't detest me. You once said every cell in your body liked me. You're just pretending to have amnesia. Miss Summer, what must I do for you to forgive me? Ethan couldn't accept my words, losing composure, his eyes reddening as they had that night. At this point, why do you still insist I'm pretending to have amnesia? I turned to leave. Go, or I'll call the police. Ethan didn't leave, he followed me all the way home. I shut the door, and he stood stubbornly outside, silent, as if waiting for forgiveness. As dusk fell, he remained upright, though his body swayed slightly. The scene made me pause, as if I'd witnessed it in times past. Just then, Lily video called me. She'd gone home that morning. I told her about it, and she scoffed. This trick again? Back then, an intern at his clinic kept pestering him. He was oblivious and hurt you. You broke up with him in anger, and he stood outside your door all night. It was touching back then because he was genuinely just clueless, but this time, traveling with Selena isn't cluelessness. Indeed, he wasn't clueless anymore, so I ignored him. As night fell, a sudden downpour struck. Ethan was drenched for half an hour, and his tall frame collapsed in the rain. He'd fainted. I had to open the door, lest his misfortune drag me down too. But as I raised an umbrella to help him, a car approached from afar. A frail woman in a raincoat rushed over anxiously, her face masked and unclear, though she seemed familiar. Before I could look closely, she embraced Ethan, crying and shaking him. Ethan, why are you so foolish? Do you love her that much? Ethan, previously unconscious, was roused by her shaking, groggy, soaked, and shivering. He startled upon seeing her. Selena, it's me. I'm dying and wanted to see you one last time, but you. She continued, you fool, can't you see Miss Summer is deliberately tormenting you? She's pretending to have amnesia, and ignoring you. Is such a woman worth your love? Selena was heartbroken, glaring at me fiercely. I suddenly realized she was the one who sent me the photos and letter. Seeing her vigorous demeanor, she didn't look terminally ill. You're not dead yet? I twirled my umbrella, splashing water on her face. Don't worry, I won't let you have your way. Selena regarded me coldly. You're not only petty and selfish but heartless. You don't love Ethan at all. She accused me recklessly. If you loved Ethan, how could you bear to keep pretending to have amnesia and torment him? How could you watch him collapse in the rain? A proud man like him, tortured by you into something neither human nor ghost. Are you satisfied? Her words left me speechless, for in my 20-plus years, I'd never encountered such a madwoman. Ethan was also silent. I thought he was shocked by her too, but instead, he struggled to stand, tenderly wiping the rain from Selena's forehead. Then he looked at me, his hoarse, weary voice cutting through the storm. "Miss Summer, I'm so tired, truly tired. Perhaps I see less clearly than Selena, an outsider. This downpour woke me up. Your unreasonable behavior chills me more than this rain. Since you insist on pretending to have amnesia, go ahead." He turned and left with Selena. I opened my mouth but had no words. Amnesia is so painful. Clearly an insider, yet it's like I have an omniscient view, seeing everyone as madmen and madwomen, with no sense of involvement. This time, Ethan seemed to quiet down, or perhaps, with Selena here, he had to accompany her. Either way, I had peace, but it lasted only 5 days before Ethan appeared again. Lily was there too, cursing him. "Lunatic, here to get drenched again? Shall I pour a basin of water over you?" Ethan was unmoved. This time, he was calmer than ever and not here to beg forgiveness. "Miss Summer, Selena can't hold on any longer. Last night, in a daze, she begged me to truly accompany her final moments, not just inform." This enraged Lily. She pointed at Ethan, yelling, "Are you sick? Are you here to brag? Go accompany her. Who cares?" Lily feared I cared, but I didn't. I was just puzzled. "Do you need to tell me this?" Ethan's lips tightened, suppressing a mix of desolation and anger. He asked mockingly, "So, even if I stay with Selena, you still don't care? You'll keep pretending to have amnesia?" "I've said it many times. I'm not pretending. I don't remember you at all, and you never listen." I was tired of repeating myself. "People may lie, but devices don't," Ethan said, looking at me with disappointment. "Time and again, I had the lab staff check and test it. The memory interference device isn't broken. You can't not remember me." The implication was clear. It was my fault. I was pretending and abandoning this relationship. I took a deep breath, rubbed my temples, and nodded. "Fine. Fine. Fine. I'm pretending. I just don't love you anymore. I don't love you," I shouted. Ethan's spirit visibly wilted, as if aging decades in an instant. He clenched his teeth, eyes red, wanting to speak but unable. Finally, his lips trembled, and he nodded wearily and desperately. "Good. It's you who gave up on me." All arguments were pointless. Everything ended here. Ethan and Selena's final moments were sweet, traveling everywhere. Word spread in psychology circles that Ethan was loyal and righteous, abandoning his fiancée for his terminally ill childhood sweetheart. Everyone wondered why this terminally ill woman looked so healthy. I didn't care, but Lily did. She secretly checked their itinerary and complained to me. "Damn it. Selena's more lively than your cat. She doesn't look terminal at all." Her comment made me think. Last time I saw Selena running in the rain, she was brimming with energy. Was she really terminally ill? But what did it matter to me? I'd just be happy alone. Lily, however, thought it concerned her. She laughed crookedly and quickly video called Ethan. "You still have his Facebook?" I was speechless. "Yeah, I kept it for the drama," Lily giggled, proceeding with the call. Ethan actually answered. He seemed to have just finished a consultation, still in his white coat and gold-rimmed glasses, his expression meticulous, as if back to his old life, yet deep in his eyes was exhaustion. He connected the call but remained silent, quietly watching Lily. Lily burst out laughing. "Hi. Ethan, has your terminally ill white moonlight died yet? Was it just a cold or fever? Drink more water and it'll be fine." Ethan stayed calm, silently removing his glasses and rubbing his forehead. "Selena faked her medical records. She tricked you." Lily dropped a bombshell, turning the video to me. "Come on, Miss Summer. Let's laugh at him together." I wasn't keen to see Ethan and pushed the camera away, but he still saw me. He showed no emotion, quickly reverting to a lifeless state. He lowered his head, sorting files while speaking. "I know." "Know what?" Lily blurted out. "I know Selena isn't terminally ill. I suspected it after she suddenly returned from Shanghai," Ethan explained. I was stunned. Had Ethan figured it out that rainy day? Lily was shocked. "Then why did you still go with her? What's wrong with you?" Ethan fell silent again, then said hoarsely, "Miss Summer, I want to see you." Lily glanced at me for approval. I hesitated but nodded, and the camera turned to me. Ethan stared at my face for a long time. Then he let out a heavy sigh. I stayed with Selena because she taught me a lesson. In relationships, compatibility matters more than affection. He smiled as he spoke. Selena is considerate, always thinking of me. She cries when I'm sick, stays up all night, and rejoices tearfully at my successes. I listened calmly. Ethan's eyes gradually reddened. But you, Miss Summer, you'd rather torment me, watch me faint in the rain, than yield an inch. In just 3 months, we've come to this, even if you— His voice choked, unable to continue. I'm listening, go on, I said calmly. Ethan wiped his tears, taking a deep breath. Even if you admitted you were pretending to have amnesia, or plainly said you wouldn't forgive me, I could let go. But you chose to fake amnesia, exploiting the one thing I dread most to torment and humiliate me. He choked again, covering the camera with his hand. I saw only blurriness. In the blur came Ethan's final thoughts. That's the difference between compatibility and affection. Selena deceived me, but she's compatible with me, you're not. As he finished, someone approached, likely a clinic colleague. The person said joyfully, Dr. Ethan, we've finally found the flaw in the memory interference device. After hundreds of tests, we concluded it's not infallible, it's affected by the subject's emotions. What? Ethan was shocked, his voice trembling. We conducted experiments. If the subject's sadness reaches a critical point, their memory becomes severely disrupted, even permanently lost. It's irreversible. Perhaps this is the saying, grief greater than the death of the heart. When the heart dies, memory naturally doesn't recover. The joyful voice echoed in the clinic. It was a groundbreaking discovery for improving the device, but Ethan's voice shook more. What did you say? Grief greater than the death of the heart? That's metaphysics, not science nonsense. Dr. Ethan, when someone suffers immense trauma, they can selectively forget memories. It's not metaphysics, the person insisted. So, the device isn't omnipotent. If the subject subconsciously chooses to forget, the memory can't be restored. After all, no one wants to relive grief greater than the death of the heart. At that, Ethan fell silent. He seemed to finally realize I wasn't pretending. I had truly lost my memory because of grief greater than the death of the heart. When he chose to interfere with my memory, the outcome was sealed. I finally understood why I'd wake in the night, tears falling. My heart had died. In the video, someone seemed to collapse, followed by a cry, Dr. Ethan, what's wrong? The screen went black. Lily turned off the video, her expression odd, then looked at me, surprised. Miss Summer, why are you crying? Huh? I wiped my eyes. I was indeed crying. Strange, why was I crying? It was like the tears from waking at night, feeling empty and lost. But this time, there was no emptiness. I thought it over and smiled in relief. It's over. What's over? Everything's over. I shed all the negative emotions of the past. The things that pained my heart to suffocation washed away with my tears. I smiled out the window, the sunlight brighter than morning. I saw Ethan again 3 days later. He'd been unconscious at the clinic for 3 days, and upon waking, his first act was to find me. I expected him, so I waited at home. This time, he wept before speaking, gazing at me, unable to contain himself. I imagined he might go mad, lose control, or even kneel to beg forgiveness. He might sob loudly, saying he was wrong, too stubborn, never thinking I'd be so heartbroken as to choose to forget him. But he did none of that. He just stood before me, silent. His pride, persistence, and confidence vanished, uprooted like my memories. Finally, he turned and left, tears in his eyes, like a guilty cloud drifting far away, out of sight. When I looked up, I raised my head and saw only a clear, boundless sky. Months later, Lily caught a cold and went to the hospital. I accompanied her. While waiting in the corridor, a woman in a hospital gown passed by. Blankly, I recognized her as Selena. Feverish Lily sat up, startled. Holy crap! The sickly one. Selena, jolted, looked at her puzzled and asked, Excuse me, do you know me? I know you, you're Selena. Lily sneered. Great, I'm Selena. Do you know where my family is? I've forgotten so much, and my head hurts. Selena grabbed Lily's hand eagerly, like a lifeline. Lily was dumbfounded. I couldn't help asking, Selena, have you lost your memory? I think so, my head hurts, so much. Selena shook her head vigorously. Just then, 2 nurses hurried over and took her upstairs. Lily's fever seemed to ease as she turned into a curious investigator, chasing after them and actually uncovering something. Miss Summer, incredible. Selena lost her memory after Ethan found out she faked her records. They had a huge fight, and she fell down the stairs, hitting her head. Selena really had amnesia? Didn't Ethan say she was compatible with him? Why fight retribution, huh? Lily gloated. I frowned. Where's Ethan? The nurse said he's been guarding outside her room like a fool these days, probably regretting it. I said no more, helping the still feverish Lily leave the hospital. The last time I saw Ethan was at my psychology lecture. I too am an accomplished psychologist, though I don't know hypnosis. I specialize in adolescent mental health. After the lecture, I noticed a weary man in the back row. Weary might not be precise. He wasn't old, nor was his attire shabby, but his entire being, including his eyes, exuded deep fatigue and sorrow. My heart stirred, but I ignored him. But as I left the lecture hall, he stood waiting. Our eyes met, unavoidable. I nodded slightly. He tried to smile, but his voice carried sorrow. Miss Summer, long time no see. Your lecture was excellent, analyzing the dangers of adolescent mental issues thoroughly. Thank you. I glanced at my watch. I have something to do. I'll go first. He opened his mouth, his tone dropping. Miss Summer, I've split with her. I miss you so much, truly miss you. I stopped abruptly, turning to scold him. Mr. Ethan, please respect yourself. We're strangers, don't harass me. He stared at me, suddenly clutching his chest, veins bulging on his hand, his face pale as he dry heaved. When someone is overly sorrowful, they may dry heave. I should be glad Ethan tampered with my memory, otherwise, on those sleepless nights, I'd have dry heaved endlessly. Do you need an ambulance? I pulled out my phone. Ethan stopped heaving, gave a bitter smile, and shook his head. I'm sorry. Staggering, he left. I too turned and left, like a carefree cloud, drifting as far as I pleased. Those gazing up at me from below could no longer see me.